Yeah, Carolina was down, Brooke, by 12 in the first half. Tar Heels scored 27 points in the final 7.5 minutes. And those threes by Hodgson, a big part of the reason why. And here is Iowa State, led onto the floor by the fifth-year senior from Iowa City, Ashley Jones. 2,000-point, 1,000-rebound club, and now you get a chance to look. You can't look eye to eye to her. You tested yesterday at practice just to see. She is taller than Rebecca Lobo at 6'6".
She's taller than she's listed at 6'6", too, with her shoes on a certain 6'7".
The opening tap is controlled by Iowa State, and we're underway here at the Moda Center. Inside out right away, and an early look for three. Iowa State will get a lot of points from outside the three-point line. They attempt on average 29 a game. They get a second chance here for the first points of the game. Starting five for Carolina. We just went through their balanced scoring. Alyssa Usby, one to watch, very versatile small forward, leading the team in scoring and rebounding. And here is Usby in the early going, working on Jones. Outside, Kennedy Todd Williams tries for three, and a rebound for Iowa State. Lexi Donarski with the basketball, excellent defensively. Oh, you can see the Bigs touch from outside in the early going. It almost decided to drop in, but a foul is called. And it'll be Iowa State basketball. The foul called on Carolina. There is Courtney Banghart in her fourth season, 16th overall, 8 trips to the NCAA tournament in her 12 years at Princeton, and she has turned North Carolina into one of the top teams in the ACC and one of the top teams in the country. Danae Fritz will send it back out to the point guard. Emily Ryan, true leader of this team, very vocal, classic point guard. Donarski shut off, shot clock down to 2. Soares beats the clock, but a rebound for North Carolina.
Iowa State coach Bill finally telling us yesterday the first 5 or 6 plays that they run are scripted. They want to see how North Carolina is going to guard certain ball screen action. So you saw that last possession. Soares up in the middle of the floor setting the screen. North Carolina went behind it, by the way.
So that little bit of information is foul away for Iowa State, and now they come down again, as Rebecca mentioned, with this scripted play, which is blown up by a foul called on Kennedy Todd Williams. Bill Fenley, 28th season now at Iowa State, 573 victories. This is a team that was picked first in the Big 12 coaches poll. Their last Big 12 tourney title was back in 2001. A lot of expectations for this Iowa State team heading into this season, and they have not shied away from those expectations. They have embraced them. On the drive, good defensive play. That's Anya Poole with the block.
Felt like Soares was open a couple times on the last possession, ducking in the post, and her teammates just didn't find her.
Deja Kelly is going to be challenged here today. Kelly, the number 2 scorer for Carolina, averaging 15 points a game. Donarski, outstanding defensive player. Usby puts it on the deck. Look at that help coming over from the 6'6" or 7, depending on Rebecca's interpretation of the height. Jones, oh, good defense on the other end by Usby.
Emily Ryan on the previous possession defensively, though, did an outstanding job staying with Hodgson, coming off of the staggered screen, not letting her touch the ball after her performance against Oregon. Iowa State very aware that they have to hang tight with her.
So Danae Fritz checks out of the game. Naimir Dew, junior from Minnesota, comes on for the Cyclones. Here is Dew. That won't drop in, and a rebound comes down to North Carolina's Deja Kelly. Kelly looks to attack, won't drop. Soares with the rebound.
Yeah, Courtney Banghart telling us yesterday we really need to push pace. It's going to be an important part of us having success today.
Jones against the double, no, and gets knocked down, and a foul called on North Carolina. That is team foul number 3. Courtney's family getting hydrated for the game. They were out at practice. Oh, wait a minute. Is that ESPN technology on Eli on the right? Yes, Eli's wearing a camera. That should be interesting. we're putting a lot. We got all the stops pulled out here for this Phil Knight Invitational Championship.
Really nice screen and roll. Morgan Kane able to finish inside.
Morgan Kane averaging 4.5 points a game. Had 6 points and 6 boards against Michigan State in that win. Good drive by Eva Hodgson.
Well, you have to respect her. You have to come out and close on her pretty hard because you know she's a terrific three-point shooter, and great decision by her to then dribble past to the basket. North Carolina now in a zone. They will continue to switch things up defensively to try to keep Iowa State off balance.
Donarski can't hit. Here is Kennedy Todd Williams, who will try a three. Usby's got an offensive rebound. And Usby has a chance for a three-point play.
She's been really active. Her second offensive rebound, has a nose for the basketball, can finish really well in the paint and around the rim. Not a lot of touches out, you know, as part of just like the offense so far in this game. So, okay, just go get the basketball on the offensive glass.
Can't finish the three-point play. North Carolina not great in the early going this season. 65% as a team from the free throw line. Skipped over to Fritz, and Iowa State knocks down the three.
North Carolina back to man on that possession, and a nice job swinging the ball from the right to left to get that open look.
Todd Williams lost the handle and got it back. Usby hands it off to Poole, the open look. No. Good rebound by Jones. Jones steps back to try a three. Poole with the rebound. Hodgson in transition, knocks down the three for North Carolina.
North Carolina as a team coming into this game shoots 29% from the three-point line, but number 10 is the one you have to get out on in transition or otherwise.
As you mentioned, the team numbers aren't great, but they are helped immeasurably by Hodgson's 43% from outside the three-point line. Timeout on the floor here in the first quarter, tied at 7.
Eva Hodgson, what can she do really well? She can do this really, really well.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Nike. Just do it. Nonstop basketball here in Portland, across the street at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. The Phil Knight Legacy matchup between Gonzaga and Xavier's over on ESPN and men's basketball. Earlier on that court, we were watching this one, the game that just kept going and going and going. North Carolina, #1 team in the country, and Alabama ranked 18th. It went to 4 overtimes, and the Crimson Tide held on to hand North Carolina their second loss here in Portland. 103-101 the final in 4 OTs. For the record, Rebecca Lobo asked for at least a 2 overtime game here in our matchup between Iowa State and North Carolina.
My flight's not till much later tonight. I'm good with as many overtimes as you want to give us.
Donarski out of the timeout, can't get it. And Suarez is the one who comes away with it for Iowa State.
Really good around the basket. I'm so intrigued by this young woman. The transfer into Iowa State this year, to me, she just looks like a pro. The way she moves, her skill set. Great hands right there.
Perfect. Suarez from Brazil. She attended the Masters University, graduate of the Masters University. She's the NAIA Player of the Year twice. was on Iowa State's radar before going to that school. Family connection there, so she wanted to go there, but now she's trying to elevate her game, and you have to be impressed with what you've seen on both ends of the floor so far.
And how she gets from one end to the other. She moves really well for a big girl.
Usby.
Clear out the left side of the floor and let Usby get a clean look.
Jones. Skipped over to Fritz, who gets called for the travel. Men's basketball tonight, 10 Eastern on ESPN. Iowa State and UConn will face off in the Phil Knight Invitational Championship game for the men, also available on the ESPN app. So we saw the UConn women pick up a championship here in the Phil Knight Legacy. The UConn men could try to pick up a championship. Iowa State could get a couple of championships here if the women win here in the Invitational and the men follow up against UConn.
So it feels like Oprah. You get a championship. You get a championship. You get a championship. Oh, nice block.
You get a block. You get a block. You get a block. You get a three. Almost.
Almost.
Kelly back the other way in a 2-point game here in the first quarter. Hodgson looking for the screen. We'll try the two. Oh, good hustle by Poole to get a hand in there. It'll be Iowa State ball.
As far as 6'6", I'm going with 6'7". Just beautifully done. Hands straight up, gets the block. Her teammates feeling it, and she can handle. You know, you saw her put a couple dribbles together. She can handle pretty well.
Yesterday at practice, Rebecca did go out on the court. It wasn't the back-to-back thing you do with your kids as you see how tall. It was eye to eye. Just say, let me just check this out here. 6'6", or are you taller than that?
She said she's 6'6", but definitely with the shoes on, she's a smidge, at least a smidge taller than that, by my official eye. And I'm rarely wrong.
You are rarely wrong. You have been living at altitude your whole life,
That's
so
right.
You know.
That's right.
23 points, 11 rebounds, 6 blocks in the win against Michigan State. Jones drops in the three.
That's one of the reasons she returned for a 5th year, was to expand her perimeter game.
'18th three she's made this season. 39% three-point shooter. Todd Williams on the pull-up. No, another rebound for Suarez. That's her 5th to go along with 4 points here in the first quarter. Jones. Good job defensively by Usby, who's been active on both ends for North Carolina.
Ashley Jones, I mean, this is one thing she's done really well. A couple of games ago, 7 of 10 from the three-point line, looking to expand that part of her game.
Brooks got more on Ashley Jones.
Yeah, guys, well, Ashley Jones, as you know, is a projected WNBA player, but over the summer, she really wanted to get some more feedback on how she could improve her game. So her coaches actually reached out to some WNBA contacts, and they said they need to see her get out of the paint. They want to see her stretch the floor, stop having so many post-up moves, and now she's worked on that step back. So it's getting there slowly but surely. But Rebecca, you know, big girl's got to get out and shoot now.
For sure, and especially when you're 6'1", and that's what she is listed as, is 6'1", so in the WNBA, that makes you a 3. And so you have to be able to be efficient out on the perimeter. I mean, she's proven over the course of her career that she can really score and she can really rebound. Now they want to see, all right, what does it look like when she's facing up a little bit more?
.90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Donarski picked up her first personal foul. Usby, nice little move to get free for 2.
Yeah, Iowa State in a zone, and that was just all shoulders. She shed the defender just by first leaning left and then going over her right side. We continue to see North Carolina switch up the defenses.
Iowa State goes inside out against the defense, and knocking it down is Maggie Espin-Miller-McGraw for 3.
Especially if you can get the ball to that high post area against a zone. It opens up things on the outside if you're willing to make the pass.
Destiny Adams into the game for Carolina. She's got it. Back to Kelly. Kelly, tough take, couldn't get it. Battle for the loose ball, won by the Cyclones, and they can hold for 1.
How about Hodgson, though, just diving on all over the floor for the loose ball.
Donarski taken away by Adams. Great defensive play to close out the quarter for North Carolina. 6-point lead for Iowa State after 1. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Nike. Just do it. Iowa State used 8 players in the first quarter, including Maggie Espin-Miller-McGraw, who knocked down a 3-pointer to help the Cyclones to a 6-point lead at the end of 1 quarter. So good start for Iowa State. For the North Carolina perspective, Brooke, you were eavesdropping on the huddle.
Well, interesting. We just talked about Ashley Jones stepping out and spacing the floor. That's exactly what the Carolina huddle was all about. Coach Bangert looking at her players saying, we have to stop backing them down and clogging the lane. Make one more pass, one more side, and then drive the lane. We have to get some freedom.
And she wants the spacing so that they can have driving. She's not looking for spacing so they can start chucking threes. It's just a whole different thing. You need to give your drivers a lane to get to the bucket.
Courtney Banghart's team up 5 spots in last week's AP poll. First time in the AP top 10 in 8 years when they were 6th back in the 14-15 season. Iowa State in the top 5 for the first time since New Year's Eve 2001. So both these programs reaching some pretty impressive heights here at the end of November, and hoping they can keep it going deep into March and maybe into April. Suarez in the paint was hit by Adams for North Carolina.
One of the things I like about her, when she passes from the high post to the wing and she cuts down the lane, she wants the basketball, and she shows you that she wants it by getting low and putting both hands up. Shows her passers a really big target.
Puts it on the deck and takes it to the basket.
That's on a 6'7", 6'6" and a smidge right there.
Kelly won't drop, then Suarez has the rebound. 6 points, 7 boards here in the first half. Another attempt from 3 for Dew, and hard tumble for Stephanie.
Yeah, you're 6'6", but can you put it on the floor on a little handoff play with your left hand? Go ahead. Put it on the floor and finish lefty for the right-handed player. And she got this foul called on North Carolina because she started boxing out as soon as the shot went up. She got great position. North Carolina couldn't do anything but foul her.
So it's 2 fouls on Destiny Adams. She is scrappy, will battle on the boards, battle for loose balls, but she'll be out of the mix now with 2 personal fouls for the Tar Heels. So North Carolina has to go get to the bench. Alexandra Zelaya is in. She did not play against Oregon last time out here in Portland, but she's not afraid just to check into the game and put it up. It's off the mark. Another strong drive. Espin-Miller-McGraw takes it to the hoop for 2. All Iowa State right now, 2 minutes into the second quarter, on top by 10. Back out top 2, Ryan. Shot clock down to 7. Suarez for 3, no. And rebound for Usby. Good defensive play, hands in there from Ryan. North Carolina still with it, then Suarez knocks it away. And it'll be Carolina ball with 18 to shoot. Men's Basketball Tuesday, 24th Annual ACC Big Ten Challenge will start in Champaign. Number 16 Illinois hosting Syracuse at 7:30 Eastern Time. Then 5th-ranked Virginia will take on Michigan in Ann Arbor. 2 great matchups on ESPN and also on the ESPN app. Tough drive, challenged on the drive by Paulina Paris. Ryan Morgan Kane. Donarski, little hesitation for 2.
Suarez out of the game right now. She's still working her way into condition, and so she can go about 3 minutes really hard, and then Coach Fenley has to give her a break. But I like how hard she goes. She's not out there, all right, I'm going to conserve energy so I can play longer. She's going to go as hard as she can in the minutes that she's out there, and then she gets her sub.
Turning and missing. The drive was Todd Williams. And Iowa State wants to run with Ryan. Espin Miller-McGraw can't hit from the corner. 9-0 run right now for Iowa State. North Carolina needs a basket. They can't get one from Usby. Jones on the entry, and a foul is called on Zelaya. One thing that jumps out while watching Iowa State is everyone getting touches. There's been a lot of players used, but it's just not all. Let's feed Ashley Jones, our all-time leading scorer. It seems like everyone's getting a touch. Everyone's moving, trying to get everyone involved.
Yeah, it's an equal opportunity offense. They're 5th in the nation in assists per game at just over 20.
So Suarez was just on the bench. She comes in, gets a touch, knocks down a 3.
Caught her breath, now she's back in, ready to go hard. I'm so excited to watch her, not only today, but throughout the course of this season.
She has not disappointed so far here in the first half. Putting Iowa State on top by 15 here in the first half.
Remember, this is a player who is 6'6" and a smidge. Right there. She's got beautiful form on her shot. She's got a jump shooter shot.
When we talked to her yesterday, we were wondering a little bit about her development. She said she was coached by her father and just encouraged a complete game, ball handling, shooting, and when she grew, then there was a little bit more of that post play, but you don't forget that stuff you started with.
Of course,
those
that's
skills,
the building
the basics.
blocks. And just like her teammates on the bench, shooting arrows, you don't forget how to do that once you learn it.
Kelly was looking for the foul on the push-off by Ryan.
She's a good passer too, by the way. Suarez.
Right now, Jones finds her on the turnaround.
Great pass. Ashley Jones has forced a few times in this game. That was the great decision. Nice little assist for her.
Kelly gets it to drop and the foul.
Well, North Carolina needed that. So Ashley Jones, this is where she's really good. Back to the basket inside. Look at that. Beautiful pass. She could have tried to force up a turnover, her right shoulder. Finds her big player. As these two continue to work with one another, it's going to be fun to see their connection throughout the season.
So much needed basket, as you said. Rebecca, first field goal of the quarter for North Carolina. Interesting, Courtney Banghart letting her team kind of work through things here, not taking a timeout.
Well,
that's what November's for.
Yeah, it seems like they like playing from behind anyway.
Yes.
It's what they do so well.
So just a word of warning, North Carolina has you right where they want you here, Iowa State. They've trailed in the last 2 games at halftime, and they've won both.
That one's a force. That one's a force. And it comes because Ashley Jones just wants to do so well for her team, but you can't make yourself work that hard for a look at the bucket.
Emily Ryan with the strip. Suarez held onto it, got it back to Ryan, and here are the Cyclones on the attack. That one's short, but the long rebound for Espen Miller-McGraw. Iowa State is just pounding North Carolina on the glass right now. Plus 11 in rebounding margin. Tough shot, won't drop. Trip to the free throw line coming for Emily Ryan. So that will get us to our 5-minute media timeout. Iowa State on top in the first half. The president of that fan club, so you can send your dues in, Drea and Carolyn, to Rebecca Lobo. All right, so we've got the Courtney's kids. This is now Tucker Cam. He's got the fan cam on. So he drops it in. So we'll show you in a moment. There's Eli on the right and Gray as well. Eli had it on earlier. So we've got some really sweet Eli highlights that Rebecca Lobo, a mother of 4, can truly appreciate, with kids poking each other. And
how about 3 young kids sitting there watching a basketball game and not just staring at a device? Well done parenting.
Poole. And that goes against North Carolina. All right, so Tucker's got it on. This was Eli wearing the camera earlier. Tucker maybe instigating a little bit, and then, you know, brothers and sisters and
cuteness overload. And these guys are adorable. It looks like he's landing a space shuttle, though, with that thing on, huh?
So we have a delay here as they clean up the court for a moment. That gives us a chance to reset here with North Carolina huddling up, down by 15 here against the Iowa State team. What has impressed you most about Iowa State so far?
Well, first of all,
yes.
I have not paid my appropriate respects. Congratulations, Carolyn Peck.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to move on from that.
No, congratulations, Carolyn Peck.
We did that earlier a little bit, but I want to make sure.
No, not enough.
Yes.
Not enough.
Okay.
And but what was your question?
Did you tune me out that early?
I think I did.
You just wanted to make sure you took care of Carolyn, which
yeah, I mean, it's a huge deal.
Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, so congratulations to Carolyn. My question to you, Rebecca Lobo, was what has impressed you most about this Iowa State team so far here to be up by 15 on North Carolina?
I mean, they've been solid on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. Their willingness to share the basketball. I love Suarez. I mean, she is a talent. And defensively, they're really locking it down. They're getting to the defensive glass. They're, you know, North Carolina only shooting 23%. And they're finishing off the play by getting to the defensive boards.
Now, you saw the officials went to the monitor to check on perhaps an elbow delivered by Poole into the chin of Morgan Kane.
That's a common foul. That's a common foul. That's just where your arms go when you pull the ball through. The kid's face is there, but I would keep it a common foul.
Rebecca Lobo says it's a common foul. The head coaches are being called together.
They've upgraded to an intentional foul, a reckless move. You know what I call it? A post move. You bring your arms through.
So Rebecca got the details, and I think Courtney Banghart disagrees. So that means Ashley Jones goes to the free throw line.
I mean, I disagree too. You're a post player. You're trying to make a post move. The kid's face is there. Yes, it was a foul, but I don't think it should have been upgraded.
So Poole with 2 personal fouls. Adams picked up the 2 personals. No one. Oh, correction. Donarski's got 3 for Iowa State. Jones. Rebounded by Poole. Kelly. Tough drive, but draws a foul. So a trip to the free throw line for Deja Kelly.
Yeah, she's been able to get to the free throw line a little bit, and North Carolina desperately needs that. They need to find a way to put points on the board, and they're struggling with their shooting. So if you can get some points at the line, that's a big bonus.
Kelly's already 2 for 3 from the line here in the first half. 2 more free throws coming up for the junior from San Antonio, who was first team All-ACC last season, was 4th in the conference in scoring at better than 16 points a game.
Well, guys, Deja Kelly's leadership so much better this year. She's just continuing to improve in that and also become a better ball manager. She had 7 assists to just 1 turnover against Oregon. And I love how she said, I take pride in taking care of the ball and keeping my team together. So last year was in attendance for them to play North Carolina State. Deja Kelly went scoreless, but I never saw her body language change. She stayed positive the whole game.
Deja Kelly in this game only 1 for 7, and that's one of the things Courtney Banghart said yesterday. She said her field goal percentage isn't there quite yet, but she is doing the other things, assisting, not turning it over.
Iowa State turns it over, and here is Usby on the push.
Ooh.
Hodgson. Jones came over to make it tough on her defensively. And now go ahead, Rebecca.
The Utsby screen was what got me going. Ooh, solid.
Tiani Key is into the game for North Carolina. Here she is defending Suarez. Jones inside.
And Jones had all that space because of Suarez's ability to make 3-point shots. You have to come out and defend her. You could not help off of her onto Jones.
Foul called on Iowa State as Usby took the contact.
So high post, yep, the defender has to be up because Suarez can hit that, so that leaves Ashley Jones with a completely wide open lane.
Danae Fritz picks up the personal foul. That's her second personal. So 3 on Donarski, 2 on Fritz for Iowa State. North Carolina trying to chip away a little bit here late in the first half. 2.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Key gets called for the foul, trying to defend Suarez.
Yeah, they're trying to run a little rub screen for Suarez to curl around and post up, get a pass from Ashley Jones, and Key was having none of it.
That's her second personal foul. 2 on Adams, 2 on Poole, 2 on Key. Here is Suarez at the line. "12 points, 8 rebounds in the first half. And holding.
See, now I have to find a player out here who looks like a young Andrea Carter.
That's you have to be fair. That's right.
I do. We're equal opportunity here. Wow, North Carolina is just struggling to get anything to fall.
They are shooting 21% from the field. And 1 for 6 from outside the 3-point line. Jones gets called for the personal foul.
Yeah, on that one, the pick and pop was there with Suarez. Just pass it to her, make the easy pass. Don't try to force it inside. Defense was collapsed a bit on Jones.
So both teams in the bonus, and Alyssa Usby will head to the free throw line.
Alyssa Usby, 2 shots.
Usby had 19 points in the victory against Oregon. Come from behind win for North Carolina in that game. They're going to have to come from behind if they're going to pick up the Phil Knight Invitational Championship against Iowa State here today. Ryan into Suarez. Rejected by Key.
Key's probably the one player with the length to contend with Suarez.
Ducking under is Todd Williams. Couldn't get it to drop, and the cold shooting continues for the Tar Heels. Jones, Suarez. And a foul is called on Deja Kelly.
Early in this game.
That's a foul against Suarez. I'm sorry, go ahead, Rebecca.
No, early in this game, North Carolina was not sending a second defender when Suarez caught it, but she made them pay for that. So now we've seen Kelly come over a couple of times and make good defensive plays.
I didn't see the foul there, but a foul was called on Suarez.
That was the previous possession.
Oh.
Right? That we just
that was the
replayed.
previous
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
That's why I didn't see it.
Yes.
In my defense, we started doing a game at 10 a.m. this morning, which is a little bit out of the ordinary for me. Trying to be tough. Oh, good job. Speaking of tough, look who's inside fighting on the glass. That's Eva Hodgson.
Eva Hodgson, all 5'9" of her, got in there. And you're right, just out-toughed Iowa State to get the offensive board.
14-point game, final minute of the second quarter. Suarez gets on the deck to try to keep it alive for Iowa State. And you can see that North Carolina bench trying to build a little momentum here. Heading into the locker room, he'll be there, ball on the possession.
Dew was open too. I'm sorry, Suarez was open when Dew was kind of handling the ball in the corner. It's going to take the team a little bit of time to get used to playing with her. She's unique at 6'6". They haven't had someone quite like her with that skill set before.
Kelly was fouled by Dew.
That was a very light foul. Hand check, I'm thinking.
Results in 2 free throws here for Deja Kelly. North Carolina has 7 made free throws. They have 7 field goals in the first half. Must be fought for it, couldn't hold on to it. And Iowa State can hold for a final shot here in the first half. Some pressure from North Carolina. Back to Ryan with 8. Jones for 3. In and out. North Carolina will look to push with 3, with 2. Kelly gets it off at the buzzer, and it's too strong. That is the end of the first half. Iowa State on top 35-22 at the break over North Carolina, the number 5 team in the country, with the lead. 7 different scores for the Cyclones. North Carolina trying to get it going from the field, shooting 21% in the first half. Bill Fenley standing by with Brooke.
Coach, you held Carolina, I should say, to 22% shooting in the first half. Why was your defense so effective?
You know, I think our attention to detail has been good, Brooke. We haven't figured out how to guard the free throw line yet. We got to do a better job of that. And I think offensively, we got to shoot the ball. We're a little hesitant at times, but I thought overall defensively, you can't play much better than we played.
And how did you feel about getting Suarez involved in your offense?
Yeah, it was good. We got to go inside out. We got to get her a little touch earlier. I think she's got better position. We're a little late on the delivery.
Got it. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks so much.
Suarez with 12 points and 9 rebounds in the first half for Iowa State. 5th-ranked Cyclones on top, 35-22 at the break. Let's head to the studio. Kevin, Carolyn, and Drea. Welcome back to Feast Week on ESPN, presented by Lowe's. You are watching the Phil Knight Invitational, the women's championship. Iowa State has not trailed North Carolina. They lead the Tar Heels 35-22 at halftime as we welcome you back to Portland and the Moda Center. Eric Freed, Rebecca Lobo back here with you. Iowa State doesn't have to be all about Ashley Jones. This is a team, and they were an impressive team in that first half.
I forgot to remove my cushion that I sit on when I'm doing the game, so I can see over the cameraman. That's why
I'll just sit up a little
so
bit.
Sit up tall.
My posture is much better.
Yes, Iowa State. Stephanie Suarez. It's been an absolute delight watching her in the first half of this game. 6'6" plus. You see her block shots on the defensive end. Beautiful pass. Really good passer. That was a nice high-low entry in. Yes, can step out. Beautiful form on her 3. And then can finish inside with either hand. There she was going with the right-handed hook. I mean, this woman is going to be something to deal with all season long for all of Iowa State's opponents.
12 points, 9 rebounds in that first half. You can see the shooting woes for North Carolina with more on the Tar Heels. Here's Brooke.
Well, guys, talking to Coach Banger, coming out of the locker room, she said, we've got to get the ball moving some more. It's sticking, and we're getting stuck on the inside, so some more movement. We got frustrated with how the first quarter started. Iowa State put us in that position, and now we're just trying to climb back. So she wants it to start with the defensive end. That's how they're going to get this team back in the game. And very uncharacteristic, guys. Carolina only had 3 players score and 3 total team assists in that first half.
You're right, Brooke. Usby and Hodgson and Kelly, the only scores in that first half, as Carolina gets the field goal to answer right back.
Yeah, really nice screen by Anya Poole, too, to get her teammate the look.
So Todd Williams becomes the 4th scorer. She was 0 for 5 from the floor in the first half. Jones with that field goal now with 9 points. Back out to Ryan. Rolling to the basket is Suarez. Offensive foul. It's Hodgson taking the charge.
Really nice screen and roll. Pass was delivered inside.
Offensive foul. Cyclone, number 10.
Let's see here.
First.
They must have said because she caught it and it originated in the lower defensive box, it didn't matter that she was Hodgson was in the restricted area. Yes. That's toughness to take a charge on a 6'6" post player.
That's going to be a walk. Todd Williams shuffled the feet as she caught the pass. Turnover number 4 for North Carolina, so they've taken care of the basketball. They've just been unable to score. Floated back out to Espen Miller-McGraw. On the reverse, won't drop for Ryan. Tipped into the hands of Usby. Usby tries to take it at Jones. And does.
There you go. Stop and push and transition the other way. North Carolina is going to need a number more of those. A few more of those.
It's your second game. It's been a long day. You have told us that the secret to your success is sitting on the New York City phone book so you can just dwarf your broadcast partners. You've got a lot going on. That won't drop, and Jones got in there and drew the contact, and a foul called on North Carolina. On Tuesday, men's hoop, 24th annual ACC Big Ten Challenge. 16th ranked Illinois hosting Syracuse. That's at 7:30 Eastern time. Then 5th ranked Virginia faces Michigan in Ann Arbor. 2 showdowns on ESPN and also on the ESPN app. Suarez tried to hand it off to Fritz.
Yeah, Fritz should have kept going right. She should have kept going right, and Suarez would have been able to hand her the basketball for an open look on the right side, but instead she came back and the turnover results.
Iowa State's largest lead was 17 in the first half. They went on a 12-0 run, and if North Carolina take care of the basketball a little bit better, they would be down to single digits perhaps here, but a couple of unforced errors for Courtney Banghart's team. Jones slams on the brakes. She's done that so well throughout her career, knocks it down for 2.
That's a really tough shot. That's a really tough shot because she was able to get the step back going left. Very little space over the defense.
Poole. Another traveling violation called on North Carolina.
We saw something similar in the game earlier today with Caitlin Clark going left and then step back, boom. And she adds the little extra dribble, defender lunging out, but just a little bit of space, all Jones needs.
Mentioned Caitlin Clark for Iowa. They fell to Connecticut earlier today in the Phil Knight Legacy Championship. The Iowa-Iowa State Showdown is right around the corner. Suarez inside for 2. December 7th, you'll see it here on ESPN2.
Incredible patience on that post move by Suarez.
Oh, good pass. Hodgson, Poole couldn't finish, but she was hit and will go to the free throw line.
Patience. She'd been posting up for quite a while. When she finally gets it, all right, is defense coming, faces up. I mean, Just really, really good. Teammates giving her fives going down the floor.
So Suarez heads to the bench. She has 3 personal fouls. Donarski with 3 personal fouls. So a couple of maybe minor warning signs for Iowa State, but again, they have not trailed in this game. Carolina's had some traveling problems here in the second half, keeping this at a double-digit advantage for the Cyclones. Ryan swings it out to Dew. Osby on the miss. They push it quickly to Kelly. Osby tipped it. Oh, that's Hodgson diving for the loose ball but couldn't save it. It'll be Iowa State basketball.
Seen her take charges on big players here. I mean, incredible hustle. Incredible hustle.
Ryan kicks it back outside. Wide open look for Ashley Jones, who knocks down the 3.
It's not easy to do either for a guard to drive into the paint and then with her back to the open shooter and then be able to do a 180 to deliver the ball back out.
Answer back. 3-pointer for North Carolina.
Finally, Kelly. 1 for 12 on the season from 3, including today, until she hits that one.
Kelly into double figures now with 10. Rebound comes out to Todd Williams. Dropped it back. Kelly blocked by Ryan. Usby. Todd Williams. North Carolina delivers from outside the 3-point line again. Todd Williams has her second 3 of the half.
That's what they do, right? This is what they do in the Phil Knight Invitational, North Carolina. They dig themselves a hole and then come back in the second half.
Down 12 in the first half to Oregon. They were down by 8 in the fourth quarter. They scored 27 points, as we mentioned before, in the final 7.5 minutes. So they can go on a run. It was Hodgson that sparked the run the other night. Ryan slows down the run by answering with a 3. Kelly waiting. Usby, tough drive for 2. And a timeout called by North Carolina. Will take it as well. It comes with 3:58 to go in the third quarter, and it's an 11-point game.
You gotta love when your post players can make threes. Beautiful drive in and then kick out to Ashley Jones. And you gotta like when your guards can hit him as well.
This morning, Pacific time, 10 a.m. tip. UConn and Iowa Phil Knight Legacy Championship. AZ Fudd finished with 24 points, 22 in the second half to lead third-ranked UConn to a victory over Caitlin Clark and Iowa 86-79. Clark had 25 for the Hawkeyes, and the UConn men arriving for their shot at a championship. They'll face Iowa State coming up 10 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN Phil Knight Invitational Men's Championship game. You can also catch that on the ESPN app. Back inside the Moda Center, Eric Freed and Rebecca Lobo here courtside. Brooke Weisbrod on the sidelines in this showdown between Iowa State and North Carolina. Cyclones have never trailed, and they add to their lead out of the timeout. Nymere Dew for 3, and Iowa State's on top by 14. Off the miss by Paris. Foul is called on North Carolina. Hashin gets called for the foul. That gets us to our media timeout. 3:31 to go, third quarter here in Portland. Cyclones up 14. Week of basketball ahead, and a big week of basketball continuing over on ESPN. Phil Knight legacy across the street, Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Gonzaga on top by 7. The Zags ranked 6th. Fell to Purdue. Purdue went on to win the Phil Knight Legacy Championship with a very impressive victory over the Duke Blue Devils, 75-56 earlier here at the Moda Center. Jones steps back, can't knock down that 3, and Kelly tracks it down in the corner. Key back into the game for North Carolina. Usby on the inside, works it in for 2.
She's been a bright spot for North Carolina.
Sure has.
She shows real toughness, has a great knack around the rim.
She's 6 for 10 from the floor, Rebecca. The rest of the team is 6 for 32.
Just get her the basketball on that block, and a great reverse pivot, drive into the other side of the rim to protect her shot from a shot blocker.
1 rebound away from another double-double. Will be her 3rd already this season and the 18th of her career. Leading the team with 14 points to go along with those 9 rebounds. 2.5 to go, third quarter. And a turnover by Iowa State. Kennedy Todd Williams will come back in for North Carolina as Paulina Paris will check out. Bill Fenley's team has not trailed here tonight. Kelly for 2.
Her defender got caught on the screen and ended up going behind, and that was a recipe to get her the mid-range jumper.
Kelly has had to work for those 12 points. Jones called for the travel as she dribbled into trouble, so North Carolina gets another stop. 1:58 to go in the quarter.
So the on-ball screen, you got to either fight over or go under or have help somewhere. And here, just a great screen. Defense nowhere near her, and Kelly able to hit the mid-range.
Screen set by Usby, who's done it all for North Carolina. Hashin, I think she was surprised she was that open and decided to take the shot and missed the mark, so it'll be Iowa State basketball.
And as poorly as North Carolina shot the ball, and as much in the second half as they've kind of had silly turnovers, they've stayed attached. They're only down 10 in this game.
It feels like they're down 20.
It does, but they're not.
They are not. I think we're finding this is what they do. Key gets the block, but was on the baseline when she came down. Suarez on the bench for Iowa State with the 3 personal fouls.
Key does a great job of staying vertical. She leaves her feet, but stays vertical. Great block shot.
And then foul is called on North Carolina's Usby. That's her 3rd personal. She's been so good for North Carolina, though, helping to keep them in it. Courtney Banghart's got to leave her on the floor. Todd Williams with the push. Back into Usby. Kelly was fouled attempting a 3-pointer, so she will go back to the free throw line. She has done most of her damage from the line and now will shoot 3. Foul on Fritz. That's her 3rd personal foul. So Iowa State piling up the foul trouble right now.
And Rebecca, you mentioned Deja Kelly, her shooting woes from behind the 3-point line. Hearing from North Carolina staff, she knows that, and she spent a lot more extra time in the gym, so much so that staff members are having to go back in and say, all right, Deja, it's time to get out. And as you know, Rebecca, sometimes when you're in those slumps and you try to outshoot the slump, it doesn't work. So it's interesting to see her taking more mid-range shots now.
Well, I think it certainly helped too. In the first half, she was able to get to the free throw line, able to see some shots go in that way. Yeah, we saw the great pull-up on the on-ball screen, and then here gets back to the free throw line. You do not want to foul someone taking a three, especially when they're struggling from there.
So 2 of 3 for Kelly through the hands of Espen Miller-McGraw. Turnover, numbers the other way for North Carolina. And Kelly, beautiful move to finish for the Tar Heels. This is what they do. They hang around, they scratch, they claw, they fight back, and now they're down by 6, final minute of the third. Jones with an open look.
Had a great job operating against North Carolina's zone. We talked about it in the first half. Got the ball to the free throw line area, and then you can kind of pick your poison. Who's open on the perimeter? That time it was Jones.
Iowa State needs a shot. Who have they gone to time and again over the last several years? Of course, it's Ashley Jones, who delivers 17 points now for Jones. Carolina holding for the final shot of the quarter. Key with the drive, and she'll go to the free throw line. This will be attempts 18 and 19 for North Carolina at the line here tonight.
It's been a foul-heavy game, hasn't it? Free throw-heavy game.
Kelly's gone to the line 10 times. These will be the first free throw attempts for Tiani Key. Tiani should look familiar if you followed women's college basketball over the last couple of years, because her sister, Tamari, has been a fixture for the Tennessee Lady Vols.
Certainly resemble one another.
Tiani missed last season, had a preseason ACL injury. So she'll check out. Paris will check in. 5 seconds. Donarski into the game with the fouls. Donarski with the kick. And that will do it for the third quarter.
All right, buckle up for a fourth quarter. We're getting a back and forth. Getting ready for this. North Carolina making a push, much of it on the heels of Deja Kelly doing her thing, and Ashley Jones continues to produce for Iowa State.
Are we watching another Carolina comeback in their first game here in Portland? They were down by 12. They went on some big runs in the third quarter. Eva Hodgson had the big baskets in that fourth quarter, including a 4-point play. They were down by 17 today, the largest deficit for Courtney Banghart's team this season. They outscored Iowa State 23-18 in that third quarter, so perhaps a little momentum building. But here's the momentum stopper for Iowa State back into the game. Stephanie Suarez.
What did Courtney Banghart say to us yesterday? She said, we're just hard to beat. You know, even when they get down, they're hard to beat. And that's a really good look for Kelly.
Yeah, wide open look to start the quarter, but it rattles out. Couldn't ask for much more for North Carolina. Zelaya back into the game for the Tar Heels. On the drive, good defense. Ryan gets it back. Step back three from Dew. Carolina ball.
That's not a great shot for Iowa State in that situation, especially you've got Suarez back in the game. She's got 3 fouls. Utilize her. You know she's only going to be in for a couple of minutes before she's going to then be back on the bench. Look to her.
Dew 1 for 5 tonight. All 5 attempts from outside the 3-point line. Todd Williams, that looked good, and that drops down for Kennedy Todd Williams. She's got 8 all in the second half. 6-point game. Donarski looks for Suarez, turns inside, it rolls off, and a foul is going to be called on North Carolina. I think it is on Zelaya on the box out.
And Iowa State ran a diagonal up screen to get Suarez into the post. She didn't get it on the left side, continued to post up on the right side, demanding the basketball, makes a nice move. Yeah, Arms get wrapped up.
It wasn't really a box out, just arms getting tangled. They look to Suarez again, but she traveled with the basketball.
A lot of travels today.
Sure
You combine both sides.
Bill Fenley's team was in control for a long stretch, but as we've seen and we've showed you, North Carolina sometimes playing at their best with their backs against the wall. Adams has not been in the rotation because of 2 early fouls. Second chance, and it's a 3, and here come the Tar Heels, now down by 3.
Deja vu. Hello.
Timeout, Iowa State.
Eva Hodgson was the answer in the first game of this tournament for North Carolina, hitting shots from the outside. Is she the answer again here in the 4th?
Iowa State hoping to leave Portland with 2 trophies. Iowa State men's team getting set to take on the UConn Huskies, 10 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. The Iowa State women were in control, but now North Carolina on a 14-3 run to make it a 1-possession game.
Iowa State has missed some shots. They've turned the ball over. North Carolina, it's fueled them going the other way. They are making shots, getting to the free throw line.
Ryan looking for Suarez. North Carolina came out aggressively, and it was last touched by Carolina. It'll be Iowa State basketball.
Really good job trapping there by North Carolina. It almost resulted in a turnover in their favor.
North Carolina shot 21% from the field in the first half, but now they have raised it up to 36% for the game, thanks to this strong second half shooting. Shot clock down to 7. Ryan falling down, turnover Iowa State. Hodgson drops it back, North Carolina for the tie.
North Carolina in the second half against Oregon started trapping on ball screens, and it changed the tone for them in that moment. They did that same thing on this last possession, turned into a turnover for Iowa State. Bill Fenley told us we haven't seen a lot of trapping on all ball screens.
Suarez misses a 3, and now North Carolina looks for their first lead of the game. They've got it. Kennedy, Todd Williams in the double figures, and North Carolina, once down by 17, they've come back to take the lead here in the 4th. And a foul is going to be called on Destiny Adams. 19-3 run for North Carolina.
A lot of attention sent to Ryan, and it just fuels. North Carolina wants to go the other way. Beautiful pass, nice finish. And then Todd Williams off the on-ball screen. Shots finally starting to drop for North Carolina. Defense fueling their offense.
Adams picked up the foul. That's her 3rd personal. Donarski can't hit the 3, and Adams has the rebound and puts it on the deck. North Carolina just playing at a completely different pace. It's amazing what a little confidence and a lead can do for you as they've come back here.
And they're not taking the ball out of bounds. You know, they're getting stops, they're getting rebounds, they're forcing turnovers, so they're able to get out of the starting blocks a lot quicker.
Todd Williams rattles it in. Kennedy, Todd Williams now with 12. The hot shooting in the second half continues for North Carolina, now up by 4. Jones can't provide the silencer. Knocked out of bounds by Iowa State. It's North Carolina basketball.
It's now Iowa State, who was so good in the first half defensively, needs a stop. They need to stem this tide.
North Carolina, Rebecca, shooting 68% from the field in the second half, 71% this quarter. They have outscored Iowa State 12-0 here in the fourth. Kelly adds to it.
Where was this team in the first half?
Just biding their time, waiting, because the second half has been their time here in Portland.
I mean, shooting a great percentage. A lot of them have been pull-up jumpers, and then here, just a great take by Kelly over the shot-blocking Suarez.
And now the defense. Hodgson got out there, bodies on the deck, and North Carolina comes away with it. Kelly calls for it, wisely kicks it back out. And into the hands of Hodgson. Inside of 6 to go here in the fourth quarter. Adams, Jones took the charge. Fourth foul on Adams.
Credit Ashley Jones for giving up her body. And again, you do not have to be stationary. You just have to get there first. She does. Keeps her hands out of the mix. That's the right call. And great toughness by Ashley Jones. No one's ever questioned that young woman's toughness.
So Adams goes to the bench with the 4. Usby back into the game for North Carolina. Suarez looking inside for Jones. Ryan, Donarski, open 3. Suarez got the rebound and was fouled by Zelaya.
She's working. She is working. Trying to get the ball inside with a pass, wasn't there. So she posts up hard. Her teammate takes the 3, and she just gets to the offensive glass. As you can tell, I'm a big Suarez fan.
I wasn't quite sure, but now I feel that way. What's not to like? $14 points, 11 rebounds, doing a lot of little things. North Carolina there defensively. 8 seconds on the shot clock. It was knocked out of bounds by the Tar Heels.
Yeah, Jones got bailed out a little bit there. That was not the right decision.
You just see in the paint right now as players battling for position. North Carolina especially just trying to make sure they can stay in front of Suarez. They know Iowa State wants to go over the top to her, and now a foul is called on Zelaya. Shocked looks everywhere.
Zelaya doesn't want to give up the position, and Iowa State trying to set the screen. I don't know exactly if there's a foul there or not. There's just a whole lot of body on body.
Courtney Banghart looking for an explanation. Zelaya, I think she's just like, me? What did I do? She's 6'6" and a piece, according to Rebecca Lobo. What do you expect me to do here?
And a smidge.
A smidge, I'm sorry. So Zelaya's got 4. Adams has 4. Zelaya stays in the game, but only for the moment, because Key will come in if this is a make, which it is. North Carolina scored the first 14 points of the fourth quarter before those free throws by Suarez. Now a foul called on Iowa State. I think it's Fritz. It is. That's 4 on Fritz. Suarez with 3. Donarski with 3, and Fritz now with 4. She'll go to the bench, and Dew will come back in. Usby tried to feed it inside to Key. Ryan got position to keep it away from Hodgson. Ryan, Suarez is fouled. Kelly had to give the foul as Suarez got open inside.
Really nice action. Ryan's got to put a little bit more mustard on that pass, though, so that turns into an and one instead of just the trip to the free throw line for 2. Iowa State, always a really good free throw shooting team, so they always send the rest of the players off of the free throw line, just leave the shooter there.
Suarez cannot connect on the first, now 3 for 5 tonight. On the season, 79%. They were 11 of 15 in the win on Thursday. Third in the country last year at 81%. (17 and 11 for Suarez. Kelly. Usby. Todd Williams had the hot hand, and it keeps going for North Carolina's sharpshooter Kennedy. Todd Williams, 15 points, all in the second half for the junior. Inside of 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Jones. Foul is called as Usby was trying to deny her.
North Carolina could not buy a 3 in the first half, and in the second half, we've seen multiple go down. The bench is feeling it. Todd Williams hitting another huge one. They are now 7 of 16.
6 of 9 in the half.
Wow. Maybe it's just they don't do well on that basket, whatever that is, north, south, east, or west, I don't know. and that's all it is. Maybe it's not so much about the second half versus the first half as it is a directional thing.
Maybe they just like degree of difficulty. Let's fall behind by 17. Let's not have a lead till we get to the fourth quarter. Kelly gets that one to go.
Again, defender caught on the screen, wide open look for Kelly.
Suarez inside for 2 more.
Really good read for her to go back door. Ryan delivered.
Kelly got open, couldn't get it. Key fighting on the boards, but it's won by Dew for the Cyclones. Let's see if Iowa State can fight back after falling behind. Donarski, as Rebecca mentioned, is a good 3-point shooting team. They can get back into it quickly. And here is a great 3-point shooter. Not this time, though, for Ashley Jones. Misses the mark, and it's North Carolina ball.
Great box out by Deja Kelly. Great on Dew, because Dew was pursuing that basketball, and she ran into a brick wall by the name of Kelly.
Inside of 2.5 to go, fourth quarter. Todd Williams needs some help, gets it from Key, didn't have to rush it, still plenty of time on the shot clock. Seemed rushed, and now Iowa State quickly back the other way. Ryan, no. Suarez, no. Rejected by Key, who tiptoes and saves it on the baseline.
Talked about it in the first half. Key is the one with the length to contest Suarez.
Timeout called by North Carolina head coach Courtney Banghart. Great defensive play by Tiani Key. Down 17, North Carolina battles back. Courtney Banghart pumped. Her kids really pumped here in Portland. .157 to go, fourth quarter. You can see the comeback for North Carolina, their second comeback of this tournament. They came back against Oregon with a big fourth quarter. Kelly is tripped. They help her up. And I think they called a violation on Iowa State on the inbound, or just a warning on the sideline. But it's a violation if it happens again.
May have been intentional. Try to get a look at what North Carolina is going to run.
Well, Donarski gets called for her fourth personal foul.
I'm guessing that wasn't intentional.
I'm with you on the first one and the second one. Just a great second half performance. Iowa State Now down by 5. Brooke talked about at the very top of the telecast, Oregon led for 34 minutes, North Carolina for just under 6 minutes in the North Carolina win in their first game here in Portland. Kelly, a little hesitation, but Suarez was ready for her.
This is the longest stretch we've seen Suarez in the game consistently. Hasn't come out in this fourth quarter. Normally goes a couple of minutes at a time. She's pushing through.
Good defensive play by Ryan to take it away, knock it away from Usby. Three-pointer! She did it in the first half. She delivers here in the fourth quarter. Maggie Espin-Miller-McGraw with a big three to make it a 2-point game. Foul called on North Carolina. Key gets whistled.
Espin-Miller-McGraw was running out in transition and went to the right corner. She was clapping so that the ball would get delivered to her by Ryan. She was ready for it. If your teammate's clapping, Eric, and they're calling for the ball behind the three, they're probably going to make it.
She is a shooter, and she has delivered. Key picks up her third personal. And now Iowa State can tie it or go ahead with a three. Kelly right up on the shooter, Espin-Miller-McGraw. Donarski playing with 4. Donarski on the drive will go to the free throw line.
Nice drive by Donarski, and Stephanie Suarez, what she does really well for big is she makes sure when she steps out on the perimeter to set a screen that her feet are set. How often do we see bigs get fouls called, illegal screens, because they're moving a little bit on the perimeter? She does a really good job of staying stationary.
You've praised all the little things she's done, and now you're going down the list of all the fundamentals she has done right in your first time seeing her here. Yeah.
It's good stuff. How many cumulative overtimes has one university had in the same day?
North Carolina men had a 4-overtime game against Alabama. We're in the final minute of a tie game thanks to a 7-0 run for Iowa State. Looked like it may have been a travel by Usby. Look at this take and finish and foul. Deja Kelly.
Deja Kelly with a rough first half. Most of her points at the free throw line in the first 20 minutes, but wow, has she come alive. We've seen her hit mid-range from deep here, just beautifully handles the contact and finishes between a couple defenders.
Donarski picks up the foul. That is her 5th personal foul, so she is done. Best defensive player for Iowa State heads to the bench. And now Kelly.
Huge 5th foul.
Can't finish it off, but an offensive rebound for Destiny Adams for North Carolina. Foul given by Espin-Miller-McGraw.
1 to give.
Next one will put North Carolina to the free throw line.
No, they did not have 1 to give. They could have played that out cleanly.
Oh, you're right. I saw the same thing. I saw 3 fouls, but apparently it was 4, and that was a 5th foul. So now 2 free throws the rest of the way for Deja Kelly and her North Carolina teammates.
The shot clock was in the mid-teens. Yes. They could have played that out cleanly.
Kelly gets them both. 27 points for Deja Kelly. It's a new season high. Her previous season high was 24. Her career best is 31. Pretty impressive when she had 7 at halftime. Eli Tucker, Gray loving it. They weren't loving it so much in the first half when North Carolina was down by 17, but it's been a different story here in the second half.
North Carolina wants to get out and run. They weren't able to do that in the first half. They were here in the second. They got stops. They turned Iowa State over. It fueled them, whether they got points in the paint or drive and kick to players on the perimeter. Is how North Carolina wants to play. It's been their game in the second half.
Plenty to celebrate. Tiani Key tees up a pretty good celebration. Fast break points, 14-3 in favor of North Carolina. 68-64 Tar Heels. They did not get a lead until the fourth quarter as we reset it. Both teams without a foul to give, 2 timeouts for each side.
We asked Bill Fennelly yesterday about how many late game side out of bounds plays you have. He said 15 to 18. Here's one of them.
And North Carolina's ready for it. Steal by the Tar Heels. Suarez is slow to get up, but now she's up. And free throws coming for the Tar Heels.
They were trying to go directly into Suarez. The pass simply wasn't high enough. She's the only 6'6" player on the floor. You have to throw it up where only she can get it. Curl around, she's open. You throw it up, no, it's just not high enough. And then she can either score or you might have a hammer screen on the backside for a 3.
Good job by Destiny Adams to take advantage there to knock it away. North Carolina up by 5 as Kelly adds to her point total, leading all scorers with 29 points, and a timeout is called by Iowa State. Final minute, they can advance it into the front court in what is a 2-possession game here at the Moda Center in Portland. What a comeback from North Carolina. They were down by 13 at halftime after falling behind by 17. They scored just 22 points in the first half, 11 points in each of the first 2 quarters, but 23 points in the third, 25 already here in the fourth. They scored the first 14 points of this fourth quarter to go in front for the first time. And now up by 6 in the final 30 seconds.
And with only one timeout left for Bill Fennelly, I would expect Iowa State to go for a 3. And then you got to quickly foul.
Osby is defending Ashley Jones, who you would think they look at again. A bad pass by Iowa State results in a turnover.
You have to have one of your best passers as the inbounder. 2 possessions in a row, it turns into a turnover. Doesn't matter if people are open if you can't deliver it to them. How about North Carolina? Courtney Banghart yesterday saying, you know, we're just hard to beat. In the first half, they didn't look hard to beat at all. And then here in the second half, this is a North Carolina team who has looked legit.
Kennedy Todd Williams with all her points coming since halftime. 16 points, make it 17. They are hard to beat. It looked like they were getting ready to head out of Portland going 1-1, but North Carolina getting it done in the second half. Deja Kelly with 22 second half points, 29 for the game.
Deja Kelly in the first half was 1 for 9, but she was able to get to the free throw line and see the ball go through the net. And then in the second half, she came out hitting some mid-range shots, stepped out, had success from 3, got in for and 1 opportunities as well. I mean, this is a young woman who did not let a really rough first half phase her in the second. And she was important in their win over Oregon, and she's just been an absolute monster here today.
She's gone for 20 points for the second time this season, the 12th time in her career. Remember, she did it twice in the NCAA tournament last season when North Carolina made it to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2015 after that second round win at Arizona before falling to South Carolina. She had 23, by the way, against South Carolina in that matchup. She has come through with 29 points here tonight. Don't forget the contribution by Kennedy Todd Williams, 17 second half points. And the one player who's been consistently good all game long for North Carolina, Alyssa Usby, has 14 points, 9 rebounds, a couple of assists, 6 of 10 from the field. Again, a turnover on the inbound play by Iowa State. 3 in a row.
I mean, credit North Carolina. Credit North Carolina. They've just read it. They've been active. They've been able to steal the ball.
Hodgson goes to the line to shoot 2. Todd Williams and Kelly starting celebration mode near midcourt here in Portland. Hodgson with 11.
Iowa State out of timeouts, but that might be a good thing because they haven't been able to inbound it in the front court.
North Carolina defending the three-point line. That was almost backed in. Kelly's got the rebound. Iowa State will not foul. What an impressive performance by North Carolina. 17 down to a 9-point win. Showdown of top 10 teams. North Carolina ranked 8th, Iowa State ranked 5th. The first loss for the Cyclones as North Carolina wins the Phil Knight Invitational Championship. Stephanie Suarez, 19 points and 12 rebounds. Ashley Jones had 18 and 9, but for North Carolina, 23 points in the third, 28 in the fourth, including the first 14 points scored by the two teams. And North Carolina ends the game on a 9-0 run, Rebecca, to pick up the Phil Knight Invitational Championship, and it is a much-deserved celebration. Deja Kelly with 29. This is a hard team to beat, Brooke, and they come out with a win here today.
Deja vu, Deja Kelly. North Carolina with some late game heroics again. What got the job done?
Our defense. I think our effort, we definitely stepped it up in the second half. We were very active with our hands, very aggressive. And then we started knocking down some shots. We started taking shots that we were passing up in the first half, and they started falling. So I think all of that collectively got us the lead and got us the win.
You're a player that you don't get down when you miss shots. What is that about you that you're able to keep going when you know you're not hitting?
Yeah, that's just a killer mentality I have, knowing that I work on those shots and I know they're going to fall eventually. So as y'all saw, I didn't stop taking them in the second half, and they eventually fell. So I think just having that killer mentality to never stop shooting.
Yeah, congratulations, Deja, on the win. And we'll grab Coach Banger. She's about to come in this afternoon. Coach, you had said at halftime you wanted to see more spacing. You felt like things were stuck. How did you get things to open up in the lane?
These guys, it's the third game in the row. We've been down at half, and they stay super coachable, make the adjustments we need them to make, have a ton of trust in what we're doing. What a great win on a neutral site.
You said these are the kind of games that you come to Carolina to play for.
Yeah.
Who is this team right now? Are they a Final Four team?
You know, as I told them in the locker room before the game, I said, just be a hard team to beat. That's what we've been for the last couple years, to just be a hard team to beat. And we were a hard team to beat tonight.
Congratulations.
Appreciate everything you do.
Courtney's got some happy kids that are waiting to say hello and congratulate the great effort by North Carolina. 73-64 the final. Eli Tucker Gray, thank you for putting on the camera. Thank you for being part of the celebration. And now the celebration is going to resume here because Phil Knight presenting the trophy to Courtney Banghart and North Carolina. They are the Phil Knight Invitational champions here in 2022. 73-64 the final. Deja Kelly with 29 points to lead North Carolina to a victory. The Tar Heels now 6-0 on the season. For Brooke and Rebecca, I'm Eric. Congratulations to the Tar Heels. Now let's get you to the studio.